Hey everybody, I'm Brandon Vaught, and today I'm going to review 3 different books here, all 3 of them from Catholic Answers Press. The 3 books are part of their new Catholic Answers Classic series. It's a series of older books that Catholic Answers is bringing back and publishing in really nice deluxe editions. The first one is G.K. Chesterton's Orthodoxy. Now this is a classic, beloved by many people over the last 100 years. It's been influential in the conversions of many people to Catholicism, including myself. And the book recounts the journey of G.K. Chesterton from sort of a vague secularism through general Christianity and then to Catholicism in particular. It's witty, it's lovable, it's imaginative, and it's one of the apologetical classics of our generation. There are many versions of Orthodoxy floating around because the text is in the public domain, and so you'll find cheap paperbacks left and right. But what I really like about this edition is it's sturdy, it's well made, it's beautiful. The text inset is very elegantly laid out. I don't know how well you can see that here. And the book also has a ribbon on it so you can keep your place. I have many editions of Orthodoxy, but I know that this one is going to be my go-to source for years to come because it's the only one that's going to last for a long time. The second book is Arnold Lund's The Third Day. Now this is a book-length apologetic for the Catholic belief in miracles, specifically the miracle of the resurrection. About half the book focuses on the resurrection, the rest of it a defense of the supernatural in general. Now, this book was originally written in 1945, which means it doesn't have the benefit of more recent historical scholarship, but it nevertheless presents a very strong and persuasive case for our belief in miracles. In regards to the resurrection, it looks at things like the empty tomb, the post-mortem appearances of Jesus, the testimony of Christ's disciples as laid out in the Gospels. And so it presents a very nice, concise case for the resurrection. And so in our skeptical age, which thinks that miracles are impossible and the resurrection the most ludicrous at all, Lund's The Third Day is a great source to turn to, and especially, again, in this deluxe hardcover edition from Catholic Answers. But the one I'm most excited about is this thick volume. This one is Frank Sheed and Maisie Ward's Catholic Evidence Training Guild Outlines. Frank Sheed and Maisie Ward were 2 giants of English Catholicism in the early 20th century. They co-founded the Sheed and Ward Publishing House, which is still in existence today. And they had an impact on many of the great English apologists, from G.K. Chesterton to C.S. Lewis and on down. In fact, G.K. Chesterton was the godfather of Frank Sheed's son. Sheed and Ward, though, were also known for their apologetical gifts. Frank Sheed especially would go through London and Hyde Park and set up a soapbox and stand on it and sort of become one of the first street corner preachers. He would go through many of the most contentious doctrines of the day and invite anybody to come and listen and even challenge him. His soapbox speeches drew hecklers and atheists and agnostics and many people who disagreed with him. But he very charitably and rationally explained the Catholic faith and did so persuasively to many people. Now, Frank developed this Catholic Evidence Guild, which was essentially a group of people trained to do similar things as him, to go out into the public, into the street corners, and preach the gospel message. But to do so effectively, they had to go through a very rigorous training program. And this book, when it was originally published, sort of served as their field manual. It walks through each of the major Catholic subjects, from the Church, the divinity of Christ, to Mary, the saints, the sacraments, and gives you a very brief but powerful overview of how best to defend it. It tells you the specific Bible verses you need to know, the arguments and the counter-arguments to be aware of. And so it's a systematic overview of a robust defense of Catholicism. Now, this book has been long out of print. I tracked down a used copy many years ago, and it's in a tiny paperback edition. The text is squeezed on the pages, and it's already sort of fading and tearing apart. But again, because Catholic Answers has released these new classic series in a really nice deluxe hardcover edition, this is obviously the go-to edition if you want to get these Catholic Evidence Training Outlines. So again, check out these books from Catholic Answers. They're part of their new Catholic Answers Classic line. There'll be more books coming out in the future as a part of the group. And so to purchase these and to find out which titles are coming soon, just head over to shop.catholic.com. shop.catholic.com, which is the store for the Catholic Answers Apostolate. Thanks for tuning into this video interview, and for more, be sure to visit brandonvaught.com. Thanks again.